Hey everybody, a little bit different today. Obviously we're not out in the Walmart parking lot. It's my last day off. Some people have a lot more days off, so let people know about these videos and they can watch it while they're quarantined, voluntary quarantined, or not able to work or have to work at home and have time to goof off and watch somebody doing something silly out in the woods. I'm in my backyard. And like I said, today we're going to cook over wood, over open fire, which is crazy because we finally get a day without rain, and it's going to be 80 degrees on the first day of spring that I'm recording this. And so yeah, we're just going to build this fire and have a good time. I'll be able to sit, relax, and tell you some things. And we'll just go from here. Alrighty, let's go. Let's build this fire. I got a product that I'm going to use. I'm not going to do a primitive, by taking this and working it down to make some good tinder. Actually, I will. We'll work this down into a good tinder. This is just bark off of the tree, the branches that the dead fall. It's a little moist, but it's all right. I'm not going to use a ferro rod. Well, I might. Who knows? We'll see what we can do. Beautiful sunshiny day. Might even do a solar fire. Who knows? Just rough this up. You want to make it as fine as possible so that it'll take a spark if we do the ferro rod. I know it'll take a flame. It is a little moist, so it might not do a ferro rod. But yeah, All right, let's put that one aside. That was a little wet. Oh, this is a little wet, but rains most of the time, and that's why you need to learn how to make a fire under any circumstance, under any situation, in any environment, and in any condition. Because who knows? You might need to cook something, or the day may come where you're going to have to boil some water before you can drink it. Heck, that day might already be here. They've been testing every surface known to man about this coronavirus, and if it's mucus rather than airborne, even though everything now lately is saying that it's airborne, what happens when it lands on water? Does it stay in water? How long does it last? Is it transferring through the water? But we'll get to that later. Right now we're just trying to build a fire. We'll just shred this up. The finer the particle, the easier it is to catch a spark. I'm not going to do a solar fire because I didn't bring my wallet out in the backyard with me. I don't feel like going and getting it. Because I have a Fresnel lens in my wallet. Alright, what I did bring with me is a product I bought a long time ago at my auctions. Yeah, I used to be an auctioneer. Are these, they're called Cob Lights. And they're just little corn cobs that have been soaked in paraffin wax. So they last a good while. They're hard to start though. So you wouldn't want to sit there with a lighter. We'll work on primitive fires on another video, but you wouldn't want to sit there and try to light it with just a lighter. That's pretty moist. It didn't take off. So we may have to go looking for something else. The fine stuff's lighting up right away, but everything else isn't. And you don't want to waste your lighter on so much stuff. Oh. Okay, well, let's try something else then. Let's just do what they call feather sticks. And of course I drop it right down into the mud. Am I an expert at this? No, not by any means. I don't do it very often. It's not curling real well either. But it should work. It's the end, what do you call it? It's the end that justifies the means. A little bit of curl here. Anyhow. Alright. Let's see what that gives us. Looks like that works. Set that down. Set that down over the top of it. Might not have done enough. Set that down over it. Hold that over it. Put one of these in here. Or the one way to skin a cat. Hear the moisture? Of course, some of that's the wax too. Okay. Probably needed some smaller stuff in here. I was really counting on the corn cobs though. We'll see. This might be good enough to get it going. Put you there. You there. Yeah, that stuff is really wet. You there. Throw you in there, see what happens. Maybe we do. Alrighty, so we'll just burn this fire down to some coals and we can start cooking. Okay, alright, let that die down some and away we go. Alright, where my tongs go? Got the fire going here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see that. Homemade Italian sausage. I need to open that up. Thawed it out. You get natural casing or collagen, whichever. You get some natural casing. Maybe I'll show you sometime how we do this. Oh, this is all still linked together. We don't grind our sausage. I'm gonna have to get my knife back out. We don't grind our sausage. We chop it. And so our sausage has big chunks in it. We usually chop up a Boston butt, for example, and we'll let it sit. We'll get it room temperature. We'll soak it in wine, Italian seasonings, some garlic. Secret ingredient, if you want to call it a secret ingredient, is fennel seed. But as you can see, hopefully you can see in there, we leave all the fat, we chop it, we don't We don't grind it. And the flavor that comes out of this is just absolutely amazing. Now tonight, my wife and I, we're going to eat this with those peppers that I've had prepared. I don't think we're going to eat all of this tonight because this is a lot of food here. And you see they're different sizes. Sometimes what happens when you're making sausage, you break the casing, and so you have to start over. Maybe we'll eat those today. So anyhow, we're just going to slow cook these over the fire, over the natural charcoals that it's making. And I'm going to wash my hands off into the creek here. We'll keep this clean so that we can put them in there when they're done. And then we'll get to reminiscing. All right. Listen to that sizzle. Boy, that's a good sound. I'm getting hungry. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Now. Oh, look at that golden. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look, looky. That's not some of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Reminds me of a scene from the movie Blazing Saddles. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, well, see the movie. I'm not going to add the clip, and I'm not going to tell you anything more than that. It was one of, my dad and I laughed so hard at that movie. That and Young Frankenstein. It's true, it's true, it's true. If you've seen that movie and you've seen Blazing Saddles, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it's good to reminisce. I hope y'all are having a good time. So, I think you can see pretty easily why I can't do this in the parking lot. Sausage takes a while. The peppers I probably could have done, but it takes a little while to cook sausage. And I've cooked sausage in the back of my truck before during my lunch hour. They were smaller, and I just cooked them in a skillet with a lid. I think that was a chicken apple sausage that I did. That stuff's good. Chicken apple sausage. And what did I serve with the chicken apple sausage? I don't remember. I don't know, but the chicken apple sausage was good. I'll do it again. I'll show you that one. I can't do this. These are a little too thick. It is a solid. It's not ground beef or ground pork. But I'll do it again so that y'all can see that one. But I just wanted to do something different out here. Even though it's in my backyard, it's in the woods. Oh, don't fall. I already dropped one in the ashes. I don't want to do that again. Anyhow, as I said before, I hope you and your family are safe, staying safe, and doing the things necessary to be safe. One of my fondest memories of my dad was when I got married. I've never really had a best friend. I've tried. I have people now that I think I could call good friends, but I never really had a best friend. And at that time in my life, other than the woman I married, the closest thing to a best friend was my dad. And so I asked him if he'd be my best man. And he said yes. And so it was a very unorthodox marriage wedding. We met, or started dating, I should say, in December, and got married April the 8th. So very short time knowing each other, but it's now been 28 years later. So I think we made the right decision. Anyhow, I asked my dad to be my best man. He said yes, and so I pretty much had my two best friends there, my dad and my wife. Well, he's being supportive and is a lot like me. He would bring humor to everything that he could. Try to keep people laughing, and kind of like Captain Kirk in that he never had to face death. He did anything he could to avoid facing death, even if it meant cheating the system. So we would bring humor to everything. There are pictures of my wedding, in that it was unorthodox. We were just going to elope. And do you people still know what the word elope means? I don't know. Anyhow, do you still know what wedding means? Anyhow, the place where my wife worked, they said, oh, no, you're not going to elope. We'll have some kind of ceremony. Okay, fine. So they whipped together a ceremony so fast. We had it in the lobby of the children's clinic where she worked. And her boss was a notary public, and she married us. The doctor that she worked with for 5 years walked her down the aisle. That was because her father had passed away already. And we got married in the lobby of a very nice Nemours Children's Clinic. It's no longer a lobby now. Now it's cubicles of where they get paid. But anyhow, it was real pretty. But in most of those pictures, you will see me holding my dad's hand. And that is not because I was scared or needed his support. It's because if I wasn't holding his hand right before the pictures were being taken, he'd reach over and goose me. Oh, that was my dad. Yeah, that was my dad. And so, despite our past, despite anything that may have occurred or have happened, you will be missed. You will be missed a lot. And in the last years, he had Parkinson's and suffered, and he's not suffering anymore. So I'm very glad for that. And he now knows the truth. He knows the truth better than most. No matter where he is, he could tell you where you need to be. That's a little spiritual deepness there. Heaven or hell, he can tell you where you need to be. Anyhow, reminiscing about the good things and the good times. When we were younger, he took me to go see the movie Arthur. It was being shown in the local theater for $1. And back then $1 was worth more than it is now, but still, that was pretty cheap to go see a movie, because I think it was $1 to get in and $1 for a drink and popcorn. Which now, for a drink, a large drink, it's like $7 for a large drink. Anyhow, back then, and so every weekend we would go and see that movie. It was the most popular movie at the Dollar Theater that they ever had. And we saw that, gosh, 5 times maybe, 5 weeks in a row we went to go see that movie. Funny movie. Different, but funny. Dudley Moore played this millionaire alcoholic. Yeah. So, All right, I'm gonna get back to cooking. Fire's died down some. That's a good thing. I think it might have been a little too hot before. Smoke moved. Smoke gets in your eyes. It's in your eyes now. I'll move you in a second. It's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Oh! Oh, 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 oh! I forgot. Yeah, it could be shedding a tear from my dad, but it's really the smoke is in my eyes. I forgot. I'm out here getting thirsty. One of our favorite drinks growing up was grape KoolAid. And I haven't drank grape KoolAid. He stopped drinking it a long time ago because of diabetes. The secret to mixing grape KoolAid. I want to tell you the secret to the success of grape KoolAid. Back then you could get 10 packets for $1. Now they're like 24 cents a piece, which is cheap because it makes 2 quarts. Okay, so 2 quarts goes a long way, and it calls for a half a cup of sugar per packet. So that would have been 1 cup to 2 packets, and we would always mix it in a gallon, and so we would always do 4 quarts. The secret to making this a refreshing drink, the best drink out there, is only use half of the amount of called for sugar. So if it calls for half a cup, only give it 1/4 of a cup. If you're going to do 2 packets and it calls for a whole cup, only do half of a cup. It makes it so refreshing, so delicious, so good. There are some similarities in flavor to the grape Gatorade. I haven't drank this in a long time, and when I made it, I forgot to do only half the sugar, so this is probably going to be really sweet. And as you can see, my fire's flaring up from, I guess the casing's finally ripped and putting grease out on it. But here's to you, Dad. It's been a long time. That's good. That's real good. In honor and memory of you. As your brothers, my uncles called you. Here's to you, Guido. Love you. I may have to start making this again. This is really good. And it's not too sweet. It tastes like I remember. Maybe I did maybe I did put the right amount of sugar in it. Or maybe they've reduced, for health reasons, the amount of sugar it calls for to go in it, and they finally are doing what my dad and I used to do. Grape KoolAid. Drink of champions. Drink of men. Oh, that's good. Very refreshing. Give it a try. That's a good drink. I forgot all about that. Alright, I'm going to get busy with this fire so I don't burn anything. See you soon. We are going to sacrifice one of these to my belly. See if it's done. And, you know, when you forget to bring a big knife, that's why you always carry a knife, because the knife you carry is always the best knife you could have, because it's better than no knife at all, even if it is just a little thing. But I have found this to be more practical and more useful than any of those other knives. Not knocking the other knives, it's just this is what I carry. So my everyday carry knife is the classic Swiss Army knife. Just saying. Not knocking anybody or anything. That's just the knife I carry. Boy, these sure do look purty, don't they? I think though. That's some good looking sausage. But with all that being said, I think this one's cooked the most. So we're going to slice it right down and see what it looks like. Whether it's done or not. Does that look good? Holy cow. See how it's just a big nice, it's like a little mini pork roast. Italian style. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's mine. Yes sirree. That looks good. Man. Dad, I think you'd be proud. Of course, we'll reserve that judgment until we taste it. So I can take a bite. It's going to have that smoky flavor because of cooking it out here. Oh boy, that looks good. Alright. Hopefully you can see me. I don't know if you can or not. First bite roll. Oh man. This is going to go so good with those roasted marinated peppers. Oh my gosh. There's just certain things that flood you with memories, and that's one of them. Last time my dad and I made this, we were fortunate enough to make it with my daughter and my son, and he brought he brought in a couple of big Boston butts, and it took us a good portion of the day to slice it. We all took turns with the knives slicing the meat, pouring the wine over, putting in the seasonings, covering it with aluminum foil, and just letting it sit. And then the long, tedious process of taking it's the attachment that you would hook to one of those grinders that you put the casings on. But what you do is you put the casing on it and you just hold it by hand, and you're stuffing you're picking it up and stuffing it in with your thumb, just stuffing it in, and when it got to a certain size you twist it and you just keep going. Anyhow, that's good. I'll bet you've got some family food that when you taste it, man, the smoke, good Lord. That when you taste it, you're flooded with memories. Good memories, I hope. I guess if food had bad memories, we wouldn't be so overweight, because we wouldn't want to eat it as much. This brings back a really good memory. So, take some time. Make some family recipes with your family while you're at home. That'd be something you could do. There's all kinds of new There's all kinds of new recipes and new memories waiting for you and your family. So, get busy. Life is short. Make those memories today. See you at the next parking lot. Take care. I'm all you another piece of meat. I do not like these tongs, by the way. I'm going to reserve the use of these tongs for moving wood. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go and drink some KoolAid. Okay folks, we're back inside. Sausage is done. Peppers are done. Now tonight when I serve it, when it's just me and my wife, I'm going to probably serve it with some angel hair pasta, and I'll do a really nice butter and garlic and Parmesan sauce to go with that, and have the sausage probably already sliced up for just ease, and then the peppers. So let's see what we got going on here. Okay, all right, here's the peppers. Now, these have been marinating all night. Don't they look good? Oh my goodness. They look delicious. Alrighty. Let's give them a little twirl. Still have a few hours before dinner. So she doesn't get off work until 8 o'clock at night. Well, doesn't get home from work until 8 o'clock at night. She works at a hospital. And so that's been all kinds of fun with this virus going around. But we might have to add some spice to this. Who knows? Maybe a little more garlic. We'll see what it tastes like. It was very, very difficult not to snack on this all night long. All right, so there's that. Here is that scrumptious Italian sausage. Man, doesn't that look good? Let's just get a small piece here. There we go. Nice little small piece. Don't want to eat it all. Want her to have some for leftovers tomorrow. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, that looks good. Yep. Nice smoky pink. From not just cooking it, but it was smoking over that wood. Oh man, so delicious. Cook you some, make you some. Okay, we'll get this sliced up. But you can see the texture of it. How it's just chunks of the meat in there. And it's so much better than ground sausage. I mean, ground sausage has its place. All right, let's go ahead and close this back up. Keep this nice and fresh for tonight. Okay. Let's see. Well, it's just us. Red pepper, of course, is the best, but it's also the most expensive. Red, yellows, gold. Just put that right over the top of it. I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. Got to make sure I save plenty of this, because this is going to be good with pasta. Let's get a red one in there. I only bought 1 red pepper and I think 4 green peppers, and you see how much it made. It made quite a bit. All right, cover that back up. Put that aside. Have my grape KoolAid. Here we go. We're going to take first bite. We're going to get us a good sized pepper on here. And how about it? A good sized piece of sausage too. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know if you can see that, but man. Here we go. We're not in the parking lot, but still, bon appetit. Got an audience down there whining. Okay. This is all you're going to see of me eating. I don't think my wife wants to take part in you watching her eat. So, anyhow, again, be safe. Go cook you something good. It'll make you feel better. And cook outside. Excuse me. And take yourself a smoke bath. I almost believe that'll work. No, I do believe it'll work. And belief is part of it. Anyhow, Homemade Italian sausage, homemade roasted peppers. And I do know how to make homemade pasta as well, but I'm not doing that tonight. I'm just getting pasta out of a box. One of these days we'll do homemade pasta. All right. Tell a friend. They'll be jealous. All right. Bye.